and let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up and say, yes, I can hear you. I just want to make sure that my mic is picking up the sound. Shalom, everyone. Shalom to Talise Thomas. Shalom to Robinson Sebastian. Shalom, Greg Briggs, Felicia, Donna Sue Nichols. Shalom. Now, this is a quick live today. Basically, I wanted to do something really quick, really fast, because in my messages, I'm getting a lot of people. Shalom, Koya. Shalom, Alvenia. I'm getting a lot of people who have questions about homeschooling. So I wanted to come on real fast and share how we homeschool, in what order, some of the books that have helped us to get started, and answer some questions if you have any. So if you have any specific questions about homeschooling, please put them in the comments box, and I will be glad to answer them for you. And please share. Like I said, there are a lot of people that have questions about homeschooling, so I want to just kind of show you and tell you what we do. Okay, first off, I've been homeschooling for 7 years now. I'm going into my 8th year. It is spring break this week in our home, so you may hear children in the background. You may hear children in the background crying or rumbling or just having fun. It's spring break. So like I said, I've been homeschooling for 7 years. This is my 8th year homeschooling, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's been a challenge. Yes, it hasn't been easy. Sometimes there have been times where it's just been hard. Sometimes there have been times where it's been really simple. I'm live right now, okay? What is it? I'm sorry.
Can we switch?
I have children.
Can we switch on? Mom.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me finish with Facebook Live, okay? Okay? Okay. All right?
When does it end?
I'm not going to be on too long, okay? Hey, y'all, it's real life around here. I got small ones. Anyway, we have 5 children that are homeschooling right now. I have a 10th grade son. I have a 5th grade daughter, a 4th grade son, and I have a 1st grade daughter. And I also have a 4-year-old. So sometimes it kind of gets a little tricky. It kind of gets a little hard. There are times where I'm trying to homeschool the rest of the children, and I have the 4-year-old who's whining or crying, and I'm having to stop what I'm doing and actually see what's going on with her. And then from there, I have to basically, like now, oh, okay, come here. Okay, listen, I'm on live. You're gonna have to wait till I finish, okay? Okay, thank you. See, real life. You have interruptions in your homeschool days. You have sometimes where you have children that are wanting more of your attention than you can give. So there are times where you have to actually stop doing what you're doing and then see about those needs of that other child. So it has not been peaches and creams. It's not easy. It's not easy for a long shot, but it's very rewarding. We love homeschooling. I love homeschooling my children. There are ways that we do homeschool and different methods that we do use in order to homeschool. Now, you have a method called Charlotte Mason method. You have a method called unschooling. You also have, well, I'm not sure if unschooling is a method, but you do have unschooling. You do have a method called classical. You have a method that's eclectic, where you take all of those different methods and you put them together and you just kind of pull from each one. That's basically how we homeschool. But we lean more towards a Charlotte Mason method of homeschooling. So I'm going to share with you some of the books that I used when we first got started that helped me in order to homeschool. Now, I have to say that my very favorite book, homeschooling, was Teaching from Rest. Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie has been my favorite book thus far of all of my almost 8 years of homeschooling. It's taught me how to relax. It's taught me how to have peace during my homeschooling. It's when I feel like I want to just kind of just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore, I pick up this book and I reread it. And I know I've read this book at least 4 times already. But that's Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie. Like I said, this is a last minute thing. I had so many requests for homeschooling information, so I had to jump on today. Another book that is good is called Home Learning Year by Year, and it's how to design a homeschool curriculum from preschool through high school. And this is Rebecca Rupp. That's a good one. This is a good one. It has all from preschool all the way through high school and subjects that you can teach. Also, we have, now this was my second favorite book, and it's called For the Children's Sake by Susan Schaefer Mccauley. This is the book that I go to besides teaching from rest all the time if I need some encouragement or some inspiration when it comes to homeschooling. So this book I highly recommend, along with Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie. Another book is called the Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trelease. This is a good one. It has a lot of read alouds in here that you can read with your children, picture books, chapter books by ages. I love this as well. This is a highly recommended book. Mostly everything I'm going to show you is going to be highly recommended to help you with your homeschool journey. This one is one of the ones that I started reading when I first started my homeschool journey, and it's called The 3 R's by Ruth B. Chick. And it's basically for grades K through 3rd. And I think you would really enjoy this. It really helps to solidify what to teach as far as those core subjects at what ages and what grades. Let's see. I have 2 more that I'm going to share. Because we lean a lot towards the Charlotte Mason's method, the Charlotte Mason Companion has been a very big help. This is one of the first books that I purchased almost 8 years ago. A Charlotte Mason Companion by Karen Andriola. And I'll do another Facebook Live on the Charlotte Mason method, why we chose it and why we lean more heavily towards that method. Also, there is Educating the Wholehearted Child by Clay and Sally Clarkson. This is one of my favorites too. I got this book about 7 years ago as well. This is one of my first, and this is highly recommended. It's really thick and it takes some time. So I took like a summer and just really dug into this book. So those are my highly recommended books that I would suggest you get for your homeschooling journey. Now I want to talk about how we homeschool, the way we homeschool and how we keep it fluid. Now, what we do is we focus on the core subjects, math and language arts. We do that first thing. The very first thing we do is, the very first thing we do is Bible. For Bible, we read our Bible, we read our Torah portions, we sing the Shema, and we recite the Shema. And we also go into our Bible study or devotion. Like during this time of year, we celebrate our Passover. So we're studying the Passover. We're studying Moses, the Exodus, and Passover. Normally, we just read through the Torah portions. And if I feel like we need to go into like character study, then we'll go into character study. We'll start studying the Proverbs. After that, after we finish Bible, listen, I'm on Facebook. Excuse me one moment. Listen. Come here, listen. Once I finish, you can get the other charger. You can say hello to everyone. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, now here, give me that. Here. When I finish, you can come in here. Okay? Okay. And y'all keep it down. See, I told you, real life here. Anyway, we start with Bible. After we finish Bible, we move right into language arts. After language arts, for language arts, I do a one-on-one with each child. We rotate subjects. We sit down one-on-one. I spend like 20 minutes per child, and we go over our language arts. That's our grammar, our writing, and if it's my pre-K or my first grader, then we read together. Then I switch out and I rotate to the next child. Now, let me suggest this. I always suggest starting with the youngest child first, because the youngest child is always going to want your attention before everybody else. So I always start with my 4-year-old first. And we do our little numbers, our alphabet sounds, phonics. We sing, we dance, almost like circle time. But we just sit and we go over our days of the week, months of the year, and then I swap out and I rotate to my first grader. Once I sit with my first grader, we do our together work, mommy work. We do our phonics cards, we do our sight word ladders, and then we go into our grammar. And if she has some type of writing assignment during her language arts, then we go over that. And then I send her off to do her independent work. She starts her handwriting or copy work, her spelling. After she does that, she's doing it on her own. I'm working with my fourth grader one-on-one. So we spend 20 minutes in his course book, and we go over our grammar and writing. And then once we do that, I switch him out and send him to work on his independent work. That's his handwriting and copy work and his spelling. And then I sit with my fifth grader, my fifth grade daughter, and we do our lessons together. And then once I finish with her for the next 20 minutes, then she goes off and do her independent work, which is copy work, handwriting, and spelling. So all that, we get language arts out of the way. We take about 10 to 15 minute break so that they can kind of go and gather their head and things like that. And then I can get my tea or my coffee. And then once we do that, we come back and it's time for math. We sit at the table. We use Matthew C. So Matthew C is a video-based program. They sit and they watch the video for their lesson, and then they come with me and I actually go over the lesson to make sure I get that, oh, okay, I got it, nod. And then they go on and work on their math page on their own. So the same way we do language arts, I rotate out for mathematics. So after we finish language arts, after we finish math, by that time is lunchtime. So we'll go and eat lunch. If it's a nice day, we'll even have a picnic lunch outside. So what we do is after we eat lunch, we'll go outside and we have some outside time. Even if it's raining, if it's not raining really hard, we'll go outside. We may sit under the carport and we'll blow bubbles. That gives them time to go out, play, get a breather, and then be able to come back in ready, refreshed. And then it gives me a moment to just kind of relax and give myself time to refresh myself. So after we finish lunch and we go outside and we go play, we blow bubbles. Sometimes we'll do PE outside. So after that, we come back in and it's our family subject time. We come in and we rotate. On Mondays and Wednesdays, we do history and geography and music on Mondays and Wednesdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do science, nature study, and art. So we rotate out. So I'll know what I'm going to do on Monday. I know what I'm going to do on Tuesday. I know exactly what we're going to do on Wednesday. I know exactly what we're going to do on Thursday. So that's how we do our family subjects of the social studies sciences. Okay? I think I had one more question. Oh, Fridays. On Fridays, we call it our Fun Fridays, our Fun Fine Arts Friday. Our fine arts for core, the only thing that we do are 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic. And that's our core. We do 20 minutes of reading. We do writing is our copy work or our handwriting. And for our arithmetic is basically our math facts, and we do our drills and things like that. Now, after we do our math, we'll take a break and then we'll come back and do our fine arts, where we're doing music appreciation, picture study, and art appreciation. And we're also doing poetry tea time, where we'll sit down, I'll make tea for the kids, and we'll drink tea and we'll read and recite poetry. We'll think on the poetry, they'll narrate it. It's just a fun day. So after we do all of those subjects, we'll take a break, go eat lunch, and we come back, and for the rest of the day, it's child-led, delight-directed learning, basically. So whatever subject the children are interested in, they can come in and study it. They can do research. They can, like for instance, my 5th grade daughter, she loves horses. So she may go in and research horses and write a paper on horses, or draw a picture and write a quote on it. She's the artist also. So she does a lot of arts, does a lot of crafts for her free time on Friday. And so we stop school early on Fridays because that's our prep day for our Shabbat. And so we make it a family thing, and we all come together and we just kind of prep the house so that we can just have our Fridays free. So basically that's what we do. That's how we do it. If anybody have any questions, like I said, I don't want to stay on long because it's spring break around here and my kids are like, woo! Okay, so if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. And let's see, I'm going to show the books again for the people that are just joining. So this is Charlotte, the Charlotte Mason Companion by Karen Andriola. Here's one right here too. This one is Educating the Wholehearted Child by Clay and Sally Clarkson. This one is The 3 R's by Ruth B. Chick. This one is the Read Aloud Handbook by Jim Trellis. This one is for the children's sake. Let me see. I think it's a glare by Susan Schaefer Mccauley. And this one is Home Learning Year by Year by Rebecca Rupp. And my favorite is Teaching from Rest, The Homeschooler's Guide to Unshakable Peace by Sarah McKenzie. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to read this all over again because we're on spring break. And one other thing I wanted to say as well. We are also year-round homeschoolers. When I say year-round, not that we're having school every single day. What we do is we do 6 weeks on, 1 week off. We always take all the feast days off. The children that have birthdays during the school year, they get those days. If it falls on a school day, we treat them as a holiday. So that child doesn't have to do school for that day on their birthday. We also school it's 36 weeks total. Basically for our school, we have to homeschool for 180 days in the state of Louisiana. So I make sure we have our 180 days. We always have a whole lot more days. But the reason why we are year-round homeschoolers is because we have so many feast days. So we want to make sure that we're still getting everything in. Now, during the summer months, now when I say year-round, we're not doing all of the subjects. We're not doing language arts, math, history, science all year. We always do core. Every day we do reading, writing, and arithmetic. Through the summer months, like through June, July, and August, because we start our official year in September of each year. So June, July, and August are our summer months. So we're only doing the 3 R's, the cores, reading, writing, arithmetic. That's it. If we're still working on our language arts program, we'll be doing our language arts program. If we're still working on our math program, we're working on our math program. Because I've taken those summers off where we didn't do anything, and then we have that summer slide. So we started to do homeschooling year-round for about 4 years now, and it's working out perfect. So now I don't feel like I'm stressed. I don't feel like I'm rushed in trying to get things completed by the end of the year. So if you have any questions, with that said, please let me know. When you started homeschooling, did you have to withdraw any of your children from school? Yes, I did. My oldest son, who's graduated, well, next to oldest son, who's graduated now, he graduated in 2017. He was in public school, and my 10th grader now, he was in public school as well. So when we pulled them out of school, we basically sent a letter to the school explaining that we were withdrawing the kids from the school. Now, I'm not sure if different states have different requirements, but you can check the hslda.org, which is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and they have all the information from your state to see how you can withdraw. Like if you have a child in public school, you need to withdraw them, go to that website. I'll make sure I put the link in the comments, and it'll tell you what you'll need. It'll even have a template that you can use to be able to withdraw your children. So we use HSLDA because we just never know. We always want to make sure we have if we need an attorney for some odd reason, because you know it's been a real heavy attack on homeschoolers lately. So we do it to kind of make sure that we have everything that we need in case we need an attorney for any odd reason. But yes, I did. We did our oldest 2 children. Are there any more questions? And also, like I said, we've been homeschooling for almost 8 years now. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. And shalom to everyone that just joined. Yes, I love teaching from Rest, Sharika. Love it. I'm getting ready to read it again. I even have the audiobook, so I'll be reading and listening at the same time. Let's see. Shalom, everyone. Okay, I don't think I see any more questions. If you do have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them. But I'm also thinking about starting a Facebook group for homeschoolers. If you're interested, please let me know if you are interested, and then I'll go ahead and start one and have you add it, because I do want to share some of the things that we do in our homeschool. Okay, great, sis. All right, I guess if there aren't any more questions, I am going to end this live. And thank you guys so much. I know it was quick. I was trying to get everything out because I'm getting a lot of questions about it. So I wanted to hop on. Okay, I see another question. What is the most challenging part of homeschooling? I would say the most challenging part of homeschooling is actually trying to, as a large family that homeschools, how was I going to juggle everyone? That was, I think, the most challenging part for me at first. Now, after almost 8 years, I kind of gotten a little, and each season is different. I'm going to say it like that, because at the beginning of last year, I had everything planned out. We're going to use this, we're going to do that. And then when the year started, a lot of the stuff that we just scrapped, and we just it just did not work. So one of the things that I suggest is learning your children's learning style. You need to figure out if your learning style, if they're visual, if they're auditory, visual spatial, if they need more of a kinesthetic or hands-on approach as well. So that's what I suggest. Find out your child's learning style and then figure out your teaching style, because you're going to need to know how to teach that child in that specific learning style. So that's what I did. So that was, I think, the most challenging part was, how was I going to juggle all of this, being a stay-at-home mom, and how I was going to homeschool all the kids. For me, it was. And there were times where I felt like I just couldn't do it. I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. But like I said, I have books. I have people that are supportive of our homeschool decision. And my husband, he's been my biggest encourager. And then, of course, prayer. You cannot start it. You cannot do it without prayer. You cannot homeschool without having the Most High helping you. You've got to have it. So I think that was the most challenging part. I'm trying to think if there are any other challenging parts that we went through. For us, one of the other challenging part was choosing all the curriculum that's out there to choose. It was challenging at first. It's like, what am I going to use? There's so many things out there. It looks so perfect and so shiny. But again, if it does not teach through your child's learning style, it doesn't matter how pretty, how shiny, how thorough, how rigorous the curriculum is. If you have a creative right brain child, a left brain curriculum is not going to work. Facts, figures, things like that is not going to work, because they're creative. They're visual. They need more color. So black and white pages is not going to help a child that needs color in order to learn. So I hope I'm making sense. This has been my experience. All right. Well, it is almost 30 minutes in. I didn't want to be on this long, but I'm going to go. I'm going to end this live. If you're interested in me starting the homeschool group, please let me know in the comments, and we'll get it started. We'll just help each other along the way. Okay? All right. Shalom.